Hello everyone, I'm here with this week's reading using the Animal Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine. And I've pulled out the cards for the coming week and haven't looked at them yet. I'm hoping you're feeling healthy and coping okay with the current circumstances, and let's hope that this card reading provides us with some assistance in how to cope, or at least get us through the week. So the first card out is Justice. It's an elephant, and it says fair decisions will be made after all the evidence is reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. However, that's what the card says, but my thoughts on this are usually relating to the elephant holding the scales. So that's the scales of justice normally in this Justice card. But I'm getting the feeling that if this is the way that I often see this card, is we need to bring balance back into our lives. And in order to try and outweigh the imbalance that we have created in the past, where we have been imbalanced against nature and against the natural world, we have to create a slight imbalance towards nature, basically to compensate for all of the problems that people are still causing. So the ones who can need to create a balance towards, an imbalance towards nature. We need to try and think about the natural world, think about how we affect others, how we affect the earth, how we affect everybody else on the planet. And we need to try and think again about us being part of nature, because that's what we should be, or that's what we are. We just try and pretend that we don't, that we're not. But we can't live without trees, we can't live without the sea, we can't live without the water and the air and all the things that we've stuffed up, basically. So this card is asking us to remember our place on the planet and try and weigh our decisions towards nature. And the middle of the week is the Three of Winter. And this card is normally a card of sadness, and I just had an overwhelming feeling of sadness as I looked at this card, and I'll just read the message on it. Rose-breasted grosbeak. Sadness is a part of life, but you don't have to endure it alone. You may need a little time to heal, but once you work your way through the emotions, you'll be stronger than before. And the picture is a picture of a mother bird and a baby bird, and I'm feeling like this is the emotion that is coming to me. I don't have any children, I should tell you, but what I'm feeling is I'm missing my children. I'm missing my children. I'm missing my children. And I know that a lot of people are going through that, and that's the feeling that I'm getting from this. But it might be time to connect with them on some online service like Skype, FaceTime, whatever. I think this card is just letting you know that it's okay to feel sad. It's okay to miss them, but try and do what you can to interact with them as much as you can online. And there was another thing that came to me and it's just slipped away. Never mind. But yes, this is an overwhelming feeling of sadness, but it's asking you to accept how you feel and to understand that you are a human being, but you're a spiritual being in a human body, and you have come to this earth with a purpose. And perhaps one of those purposes is to be a parent or a grandparent and or a grandparent. And it's understandable that if you're not able to fulfill your purpose at this time, that creates sadness. So understand your sadness. I was watching a video by Gregg Braden just recently. It was on London Reel, if you want to have a look for it. And he was talking about what a lot of people are going through at the moment is grief. And that's what I was feeling with this card, is grief, where a lot of us are grieving the life that we had. And if you're a parent, you might be grieving the loss of the interaction that you did have with your family. So the idea is to try and mitigate that, try and improve that situation as best you can online, but to also understand that you are going through the stages of grief, which can include depression. But if you embrace the emotions that you're feeling, you can come through and come out the other side and perhaps go through the later stages of grief, which leads you to acceptance. So look after yourself in the middle of the week and try and communicate with your loved ones. And the end of the week is the ego, and it's a Siamese pussycat. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation. Well, a lot of us might, yes, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and break free of negative thinking. I've just been watching another video which Pea Horseley put out about, she's an animal communicator, and she had a Facebook live thing which I wasn't able to attend, but I've watched the recording. And if you like, I can put these links in the description when I post this video, this card reading, so that if you were interested, you could go and look at them as well. But the video that I've just been watching, that P, the animal communicator, was doing, was messages from the feline species. What's the plural of species? From the feline species. And it was very interesting to, one of the things was a meditation from being able to experience yourself as different species of cat. And one of those species of cat was a domestic cat. And that was really interesting to do, because, well, I'll let you do it if you want to. I won't spoil it for you. But in this circumstance, the card is letting you know that even though you may feel trapped in your situation, because let's face it, a lot of us do feel like we're trapped in a situation that we have no control over, but we do have control over the way that we experience that situation. We can either feel like someone has got us chained, as this cat is pictured, or we can make the most of our situation and look for the positives in it. What is there in the current situation that you have to be grateful for? And this card is asking you to realize that you're not trapped, that it's only your thinking that is making you feel trapped. Because there are many ways that you can move and travel at this point in time up here. And one of those is through experiencing meditations. So that might be a way that you can move and travel through meditation, journey work, they normally call it. So there are ways to look at life as we find it now, which is perhaps, it's perhaps troubling for many of us, or if not all of us, to find ourselves in this situation that is different. But we need to find the positives in that situation that we're in and embrace those positives, embrace those people that we do have in our lives, and try and be positive about the way that you about your life at the present time, and try and still share your light with the world. And let your ego take a back seat. That's the message of this card. Let your ego take a back seat, and when you do that, you'll know that there is nothing to worry about, that you are in divine hands and you're being looked after, along with everyone else on the planet. So have a wonderful week. I know there might be some troubles in the week, some emotions that you maybe don't want to feel, but if you are feeling them, do embrace them and just be gentle with yourself. So in the beginning of the week, think about the way we affect the planet and try and weigh things towards the natural world. In the middle of the week, there may be some sadness, but know that you're going through a grief process, and acknowledge that and accept the emotions as they come to you, and cut yourself some slack. And in the end of the week, try to keep a positive outlook. And sorry, the cat just ran away. Try to keep a positive outlook, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I'm sure you will. And I look forward to seeing you again next week.